Hey guys, Captain Foley here. How's it going? Hope you're doing well and hope you're having a good Saturday and glad you could join me today. I feel like I should be sitting here with a pipe and having an old book to read and read you guys a story. I'm not going to do that because just no. But I am here and I would like to chat with you guys and answer questions you may have, talk about any subject you'd like. Um, I think it'll be fun. So everybody hit that like button, hit the thumbs up. Let me know that you guys are here. Say a hi. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We'll talk about anything you want. But don't forget, super chatting is great. Great way to support the channel. Lots of ways to support the channel. Check out the link in the description, and we will try to entertain you, if you will. Oh, the pug is lying beside me. That's so cute. Hey guys, how's it going? Let's see who is here. We have got Devin Larson. Damn nice library cap. Thank you very much. This is just part of the library. Actually, I need to move my chair a little bit so that you guys. Yeah, really happy with the library so far. Got a lot of headroom there. So we'll put it down like that. There we go. But yeah, Judge 1981, love the shirt. Well, thank you. It's very much a dad shirt. It's got the jellyfish on it. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. So, Patty Knickknack, hello. Zachary Gibbons, hello, Captain Foley. Dan 23, yesterday when you mentioned the new Star Trek show, I'm not sure if you mentioned that Strange New Worlds was a novel series. Yeah, we mentioned that like 3 times during that live. It was a submit your own adventure or own story thing. Actually, I have a Strange New World book or 2 over here, which I will go and get if I can find them. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I have at least one of them. I think I have 2. Here's Strange New Worlds. This is Strange New Worlds number 5. So, back by popular demand, our 5th anthology featuring original Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and Star Trek Voyager stories written by Star Trek fans for Star Trek fans. The past Strange New Worlds competitions drew thousands of submissions, with new galaxy of amazing stories proved that our writers keep on expanding the boundaries of their collective imaginations. Strange New Worlds 5 features newly released stories spanning the 23rd and 24th centuries, from the early days of Captain Kirk and his crew to the later generations of Captain Picard, Sisko, and Janeway. These unforgettable stories explore and examine the past and future of Star Trek from many different perspectives. This year's contributors include, there's a whole bunch of names, so yeah, that's one of the Strange New Worlds books right there, compilations. I think I have another one too, which might be over here. Actually, let me show you guys. What's going on over here? So, you got a few there. Getting this back in while holding the phone should be a complete joy. Oh, that was not too bad. That's the little solar-powered Jupiter that I got for Sylvia one year for Christmas. This thing's really great, by the way. They have other ones, of course, the regular globes and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, we got like the Star Trek Vault, and these are the voyages. This is a pop-up book. We got a few other ones here as well. A bunch down here, as you can see, and more down there, some scripts and things like that as well. Yeah. So yes, Strange New Worlds was basically a contest where you could submit stories for for Star Trek and have them published. So yeah, that was mentioned a few times. Dan 23. Zachary Gibbons, it's one of those bookshelves, actually a doorway into a secret room. I'll never tell. You might see on one of the lives where I do something like that. We don't know. You'll have to wait and see. Spyro Spinalis, what do you think of Star Trek Picard? Also, I love the channel. Well, we've done many in-depth reviews on Star Trek Picard, every episode. So everything I've had to say about it is out there. And overall, I think it was a little bit of a disappointment. There was a lot of good stuff in it, but also a lot of not so good stuff. So it's kind of a mixed blessing, a mixed bag, if you will. But yeah. What's your favorite book in your library? You can't pick a favorite book. Come on now. There's just too many great books. So I cannot pick a favorite, nor will I. Yeah, guys, everybody make sure you hit the like button. That's very important. Have you done a video on your library? Would love to see it in more detail. Not yet. It is not quite finished yet. We just started setting this up, and it's still being used by Sylvia she's working from home. So we still have another bookcase for back here that are coming, and we'll have a few more. But yeah, there will be a kind of tour of it, showing off what we have available here at some point, but not sure when exactly. Hopefully the signal is still good. Looked like it paused there for a second. SC Scout Guy, I'm sitting in a boat in the middle of my pond watching you, Stuart. Hopefully Trekyards will bring me luck and make a fish bite. I am casting a fish will bite spell upon thee and your lake. You have a lake. Oh, pond. Well, same thing. Not really. So yes, upon your pond, I wish you nothing but bountiful fishing on this fine day. There you go. I know you like the sci-fi, but have you ever tried Clive Cussler? There's a few Clive Cussler novels over there. I haven't read them personally. I think they were Sylvia's. But yeah, there's a lot of books here that need to be read. So it's not my first choice. I prefer more sci-fi or Sherlock Holmes. I have a huge Sherlock Holmes collection here behind me. As you guys can see, lots of Sherlock Holmes books. There's a lot more behind this chair as well. Yeah. Any Star Wars books are all Trek. Yeah, there was a bunch of Star Wars ones over there as well, which I just showed them. So if you want to go back and check that area, there's quite a few Star Wars books. So Darwin James WR, ahoy, Captain. Oh wait, those are jellies. I thought they were pineapples. Hello, everyone. No, they are jellyfish, as you can see. Olivia Julie throws in $2. Hashtag Picard Fertilizer. Thank you, Olivia. Much appreciated. I feel like I really, with this background and the way I'm sitting in this comfortable chair, I feel like I need a pipe. And, yeah. Dan23, do you like it when you have the same book, but it's a slightly updated version and you just retracted the message as I was reading it? Devin Larson, Storytime with the Cap can be a new live. You can do like weekly and read us Star Trek stories. Thoughts crossed my mind. I do want to show off a lot of the older books, including the Star Trek pop-up book and stuff. And, excuse me, the odd short story I might do. That might be kind of fun, actually. SC Scout Guy, hey, my pond is 3.2 acres, so not exactly a lake. I do have a few alligators in it, though. Oh my God, that is awesome. Awesome and terrifying at the same time. Olivia Julie's $2. Hello, Captain from Little America in Wyoming. Hello, Olivia, and a Little America and Wyoming. Judge 1981 puts in $2. Hashtag Stulak. That's some good stuff right there. Bryce Hardy, $5. Have you read any of the David Wong books? Example, John dies at the end, etc. No. I'd rather read the David Wright books. The David Wong books, you know, kind of gives the wrong impression, or the Wong impression. Hashtag dad jokes, hashtag dad's corner. That's what this should be called. Most of my kids are out of the house, except for one. And yeah, I tortured my kids with dad jokes. And of course, I include them in the scripts for Trekyards. So, I mean, hey. Dan 23, do you like it when you have more than one version of the same book and they published it 1 year and then they publish it again and again and update it each time? I don't like that in a way. I do have a few duplicate books, which I have so many books that when I'm out and about and I see a book that's a good price or whatever, I will go, do I have that one? Not 100% sure, so I'll buy it. So there are a few duplicates in here. Paperbacks are very... are the same way. I like to buy two of them. I'm very, very, very particular about the spines on my books. They have to be nice and crisp and clean and unbroken and not... I hate when people fucking take a book and just crack it open and break the spine. It just, it hurts me. No matter how thick a paperback is, I always support the spine when I read it, and even if I have to kind of read it like this. So yeah, there are some books that I absolutely will get two of just for that particular reason. Let's just go over here and show you an example. I forget who was asking earlier about the Star Wars books, but there's a ton of Star Wars books right there. But here, these are a perfect example. I love the Dragon Riders of Pern. So these ones are all ones that I have that have nice spines, except for these. These are the only copies of these I have, but those are old library books. But the other ones here, back here, if we actually take these out, there's more back there, and as you can see, I got duplicates of most of them, and some of them are, again, library books with broken spines. I don't like broken spines. If you look at any of these books, Knight Rider being an exception because I had that when I was a kid. It's got a little bit of a split in it. But I like to keep my books very nice looking. And there's ways to do that with reading them where you don't break the spine. These were bought at a garage sale, and they're pretty thick. But it is possible to read thick paperbacks without actually breaking the spines on them. I just really hate when people break spines on books. It's like you're breaking my spine, man. There's some more on my Sherlock Holmes shelf. And again, we'll do a tour of the room when it's more complete, but move my chair a little. This is got by my good friend Matt Toms when I was down in over in the UK, and when I met him in Birmingham, he brought me that. It was absolutely great. I was just waiting to get the library up to get it out on display. And I got some old newspapers and Sherlock Holmes stuff there as well. So, yeah. So as for different releases of the same books, that kind of bugs me a little bit, Dan. Because then you got to buy them because they got updated stuff in them. Unless it's nothing really important, then why even bother? But generally, I don't like buying more books than I need to that I already have. It just kind of seems like a waste of money for me, and it's a shame too because I do enjoy books. I'm addicted to books, as I've said. So, Jarzia puts in $5 Canadian. It reminds me of those vids of people in Africa trying to jury rig airplanes out of scrap metal and junk that never fly. People call them the wrong brothers. Bradley Briggs, I like collections of books that all line up together to make a picture. Yeah, there's not very many of those actually. I do have, of course, the original Star Trek movies in VHS form that does make the picture of the Enterprise. But those VHS tapes are down in a bin underneath the stairs in the basement. So, but yeah, there's lots of like the panoramic picture kind of things. I find though a lot of the times when they have those, the printings aren't always correct, so it kind of screws the picture up. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Imran Tarek, I love your shelving units. Oh, thank you. These were actually bought from The Brick, which is a furniture store in Canada here. We ordered them online probably like a month ago. We got 3 of the units, and I like the varying heights and stuff. I think it looks a lot better than just the standard normal bookcases. This is a little cluttered right now. We do have a bunch of random stuff kind of set around. A lot of it looks okay, but a lot of it I do need to change. I want to get, like I said, there's at least 2 more shelves, maybe 3 more coming in here. I got to bring up the rest of my Star Trek collection, and then we'll be able to shuffle some of these little knick-knack things around and make it look a little bit better. It's a little bit cluttered right now in my opinion, but yeah. Zachary Gibbons, ooh, there's a pipe there. Yeah, it's just a, I got 2 of them actually. They're just Halloween prop, Caberbash pipes. I think it's Calabash. Anyway, it's the ones that Sherlock Holmes supposedly used. He did use quite a few different kinds of pipes, but don't get me started on my Sherlock Holmes lore or you're gonna be here forever. Speaking of, I need to do a video with a guy named Matt Deckard, who's a big Sherlock Holmes fan as well. We're going to talk about Sherlock at some point, and so that'll be something that if you're interested in, you can tune in for. Blappy, happy Saturday, Captain. Well, hello, Blappy. How you doing? Dan23, what's the longest sci-fi book you have with the most pages? I have no idea. No idea. Trekzilla54, hey, what's up? Hey, Trekzilla, how's it going? Not much is up today. I'm not sure what we're doing today yet. Canadian Starships, happy Saturday. It looks so posh in your library. Well, thank you, Canadian Starships. Super Crew 63, you should check out the Avorion Workshop ship design on Steam. There are a lot of Trek and other sci-fi ships there. The Avorion. I'll see if I can remember that for when I have nothing else to do. I need to look something up. Trekzilla54, what's your favorite Star Trek movie? Ooh, favorite Star Trek movie. It's like picking a favorite kid. It's really a toss-up. I think it's a 3-way tie. Wrath of Khan, maybe a 4-way tie. Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 3, Star Trek 6, and First Contact. So, depends on my mood, depends on the day. Olivia Julius, $2. Are you reviewing Enemy today? No, we don't do reviews on the weekends. That'll likely be Monday that we do that. Judge 1981, Captain, when someone sees your library in person, do you find it annoying when people get their hands all over them? Yep. I hate when people come in and just start touching things. When I go to someone else's house, I'll like look at something and be like, you mind if I take a look at this or pick this up? Because I treat others like I want to be treated. So I do not go around touching their stuff without permission. But yeah, I'll have people come in and just pick something up and look at it and then set it down incorrectly, I might add, not where it was, which annoys me. I am very OCD about a lot of things, and that really pisses me off. Especially if I have it dusted for a while and you can see where it was on the shelf. Put it back on the non-dusted spot, and don't put your finger on the shelf and make a little clean mark. I hate when you have a dusty shelf, it's a uniform dustiness and you don't want to dust, and they fucking touch the shelf and there's like a handprint or a fingerprint. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Now I gotta spend the next 20, 30 minutes dusting everything. Thank you, asshole. So yes, it bugs me. Dan23, I see Stargate books. Yeah, I have 4 Stargate books. I bought them way back when. I think one of them might be Sylvia's. She's more of a Stargate fan, but I had the books when I came into the relationship, and I've never read them. So cluttered. That looks neat as heck. Yeah. There's just. There's a few too many things on some of the shelves, especially over there, where we just kind of ran out of room, and then we need to order a few more shelves, but we're gonna hold off on that until she's done working in here, and also until we can actually afford it, because we don't want to get too far in debt doing this kind of stuff. So, Lapisaire, you read all your books? I know I haven't. Absolutely, 100,000%. I have not. No. Trexillis 54, nice. I love Sherlock Holmes as well. Yeah, well, you'll love the shelving behind me because there's a lot of Sherlock Holmes stuff there. Wesley Crusher is here. Greetings, Captain Foley. Greetings, Wesley. Zachary Gibbons, did the shelves come already assembled, or did you have to assemble them yourself? We had to assemble these ourselves. Me and Sylvia did this. The first shelf took 2 hours to make, and then the next 2 that we did the next day took 2 hours for both of them, because we found a good method for doing it. Her and I are really good at assembling shelvings or shelving desks, whatever, anything from IKEA or anything we have to put together. Sylvie and I are really good at that. We work really good as a team. So Jean-Luc Skywalker, the Baran is my favorite ship from Discovery. Do you think it would have made a good update for the Stargazer class of ship? Update, no. But yeah, the Baran's a pretty interesting design. It looks too much. I've done a review of the Eagle Moss version of it. It looks a little too X-wingy for my liking, but take that for what it's worth. Trek Matt, hey, from the UK Cap. Are you happy about the Pike show happening? Yes. If you watched our live yesterday, it was a fantastic live. It was really fun, really upbeat. Samuel and I were both wearing TOS uniforms. It was nonstop super chats for the whole thing. You guys were great. You really participated and joined in, which was fantastic. And yeah, I'm super excited for it. Strange New Worlds is a fantastic title for a new Star Trek series. So they really hit the ball out of the park for that one. 50 people watching, 28 people have liked so far. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. We can get to 35 easily right now. Don't forget to super chat if you can as well. It does help us out. And yeah, I mean, if I can make a few super chats while I'm sitting here chatting with you guys, I would simply love that. So Canadian Starships, I like reading, but I don't have much time to read for pleasure these days. I am the exact same way. I listen to a lot of novels and stuff on audio period, when I'm out walking at night. It's a good way to do 2 things at once, and I don't like you said, I don't have time to read. A lot of times when I read too, because of my sleep cycle and my sleep schedule, I'm usually pretty tired during the day, and unfortunately when I start reading, I get a few pages in and I just kind of so yeah, I have to be really engaged in a book to just keep going, and there's not super many that actually grab my interest that easily. A lot of them I really enjoy, but I just to slug through some of them. A lot of times I'll read a page or a page and a half and then kind of forget what I just read. It's another problem with me being tired all the time and stuff. So I mean, Yeah, I do enjoy reading. I just need to find more time. I need to allocate time in the day, or at least in the week, to sit down for a certain amount of time and read. Because as you can see, there's a lot of books to get through here. So, Dan 23. When I was younger in the UK, I had Deep Space Nine on video cassette, and if you put the cassettes together, you had a little square picture on the side of each, and they made a big picture. Yeah, the video cassettes were good for that kind of thing. Bradley Briggs, I used to read a lot when I was younger, all the Goosebumps books and the Animorphs books, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all the good ones. Haven't read Lord of the Rings, haven't read Harry Potter, was too old for Goosebumps, so... Blappy says, but can we write words in the dust? That's cool, right? No, that will get you shot. Or kicked in the balls. Patty Knickknack, where's the sword from? I got that at a Renaissance fair a few years ago. Went with Sylvia Christian and Sylvia's mom to Renaissance fair and picked that up. It's a Crusader sword. It's a single-handed broadsword. I still need to do an episode or 2 or 3 or 5 on my sword collection, and I think that's something that people have been waiting for, which will probably be over on the Captain Foley personal channel. So if you're not subscribed to the Captain Foley personal channel, I would suggest doing so. There's a link in the description for that. You can just go over there, hit subscribe, and that's something I'll probably post over there. A lot of these Hangouts should really be over there, but I just don't have as many subscribers over there, so not as many people see it. So that's why I choose to do them on here, even though they're not really all Trek related. But yeah, I want to do more stuff on the Captain Foley personal channel. It's just I need to build up a bigger audience first. So if you ever see the little Captain Foley channel symbol at the end of our videos or at the end of my videos, click it, subscribe to the channel, and that would really help me out as well. So Dan 23, I just got a notification for a Trekyards video on a ship. Yep, we just released one. It comes out at 12 on Saturdays, every Saturday. So Canadian Starships books are like models. They get collected, but doubtful they will ever get done or read. Generally, yeah. Ivan, what's the most authentic or expensive Trek uniform you own? Funny you should ask that, because I just ordered a new TOS one today based on the one Samuel was wearing. He got it from a company off eBay in China, but it's like Anavos quality. It's very nice. I don't really have any official ones per se. So yeah, I just have some cheapy ones, but I think this one that I get when it finally arrives will be like the most accurate one. Reed Peterson, why do you put 400 cells on a ship when you can only go to high warp 9? To extend the life of the warp coils as well as any drive systems. You can swap out between the top 2 nacelles using their power, and then swap down to the secondary set. So they're extending their life quite a bit, because they only have a certain amount of life in them as far as before they need to be refitted or replaced or inspected or cleaned up, whatever, to starbase. So if you have 4 and you're a long-range explorer, it makes a lot more sense, because you can actually go further with 4 sets of nacelles, because you can swap between each pair, or even, you know, top and bottom, or even diagonally, whatever. Plus, if you have an accident where one gets damaged in a battle or whatever, you'll have extra nacelles to make up for it. So that would be why, I think, anyway. Judge 1981, $2. He tasks us. Super chats. Let's see. One character I wouldn't mind them bringing back from the cage in the new series is Dr. Bill Boyce, who doubles as a bartender. Yeah, they need to have him in the show. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be good. Christian Yeager, the CP Ranger. Hey Cap, just done with Star Trek Picard. I thought it's good, not great, but I will by which, if we get a season 2, hope you all will do well. We'll be getting a season 2 of Picard. It's already been confirmed. So Super Crew 63, as long as they keep it optimistic and avoid the woke BS, it will be awesome. Also episodic with hints of seasonal story arc. Yeah, they've already confirmed that it's going to be episodic in nature, plus more optimistic. Um, I don't get the woke BS thing. What does that mean specifically? Get woke, go broke. That being said, the woke movies have been really done really well. So I don't even fucking know what that means. Star Trek's always been kind of woke. There's been female officers. Number one was like a woman, which at the time was incredible. So they don't get the woke shit. Like that really pisses me off when people say that kind of stuff. But oh well. Dan 23, do you prefer some books to have a book jacket or not? If I'm reading them, I generally take the jackets off because when you open up the book, they get kind of slack and loose. So I just take them off. Plus, a lot of them have kind of silly book covers, which are kind of bright and colorful. And if you want to have more of a classic library kind of look where you want older looking books, you take the jackets off to make the spines a little bit more old school looking. That being said, I actually put a lot of jackets back on the books for in here because the way they're spread out is it doesn't really have to look old fashioned. It just looks good. So better to keep the jackets with them though, because a lot of book collectors and stuff will tell you that jackets are super important. Like you could have a book that's worth a lot of money because it's the first printing or whatever, but because you lost the jacket, it just slices the value right down. So I would say keep them if you don't like them, but you know, keep them somewhere safe. But yeah, when I'm reading one, generally I'll take the book jacket off. So Laughable Larry, thanks for being a god among us regular men. I'm certainly not that, but thank you for the comment. Canadian Starships, $10. That's an awesome super chat. Thank you very much. Here's a small super chat since Winterfest has been postponed. It's been postponed till like October 25th, which I don't think it's going to actually still be going through. I don't think, I think essentially conventions and stuff are going to be a write-off until the new year. I wouldn't plan on going to any till January at least, just to be safe. There was even a post I saw online saying that Vegas is kind of reopening its doors and stuff. So is everybody still going to the Star Trek convention? I don't think it's a smart fucking idea to go if they do have it. I don't think creation is dumb enough to risk people's lives for a Star Trek convention, first of all. I hope they're not. Because you have people coming from all over the world for that. Even if the Las Vegas convention was going forward this year in August, I wouldn't go. Even though we had planned to go again this year. I wouldn't go this year just for safety's sake. Like I said, with people coming from all over the world and things like that, it's not something that you should be doing, I don't think. So, but thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. I don't think Winterfest is going to be a go this year. Not a band account, $2. Could we get a darker, more slow-paced Picard season 2? You want darker and more slow-paced? No. I think you're being sarcastic there. So I'll just take it as that. Dan 23 puts in £2. Do you prefer hardback or paperback? Depends. Like I said, hardback ones are a lot easier to read because it's a lot harder to wreck the spine. But it all depends on, like, see, I've got a bunch of the Dragon Riders of Pern books when they first came out, which were in hardback, and they're just so much bigger. I love the paperback versions for a lot of those collections just because they take up less room. That being said, again, if I have the hardcover or something and the paperback, I will read the hardcover just so I don't damage the paperback. So, oh, the pug is sneezing. You okay, pug? Wesley Crusher, Captain Foley, shout out to Bird of Prey 5. He just got home from the hospital. I hope he is doing better. Yeah, I hope Bird of Prey is doing well. He had to go to the hospital for something, and he was very concerned about it. I don't really want to talk about what it is, just in case, he doesn't want me to say. I'm sure he doesn't care because he mentioned it on his live, but still, I don't want to be the one to tell you guys. But yes, I hope you're feeling well, Bird of Prey, if you're watching this. I hope you're feeling better. Let us know everything is fine. And, yeah, I'm glad you're okay. Glad you're home. Trekzilla 54, which Enterprise is your favorite? TOS Enterprise, hands down. But tied with that is the refit. Essentially, they're the same ship. So, again, depends on the day, depends on my mood, but it's the TOS or the refit is my favorite. Look out Tower Radio, £2. I'm pretty much done with Star Trek Star Trek Picard, cautiously optimistic. I'm not done with it. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. It can be a lot better, but it can also be a lot worse. So I just want them to improve for season 2. They did with Discovery, so I'm hoping they will with Picard. That would be amazing, because they did listen to the fans for season 2 of Discovery, and it was a huge turnaround, and that's fantastic. They also listened to the fans and gave us the Pike series now, so we got to give them kudos for at least trying and at least listening to us. So here's hoping that Picard season 2 will be a bit better. Dan 23, is there a book you've always wanted but still haven't got? Probably a ton of them. If I can think of any offhand, not really. I picked up a few at Wonderfest last year or the year before that I had wanted for a long time, like the Starfleet Medical Reference book, and I got the Starship or the Spaceflight Chronology quite a few years ago off of eBay, like a really good quality version that wasn't damaged. Now it's signed by Rich Sternbach, which is great. So I've collected a lot of the ones that my brother had when we were growing up, and I really wanted. I really really wanted them because I was a huge Star Trek fan, and he had these cool books, and I could never touch his books. I had to look through them with him, which always annoyed me. I always wanted copies of my own, so I finally got a lot of those. There are a lot of books that I would like that I don't have, but I can't tell you what they are right offhand. Trekzilla 54, do you have any Star Trek novels in your collection? A ton. There's a whole bookcase downstairs full of Star Trek paperback novels, which, like I said, still has to come up here, but we need another bookcase. It's going to be going over in that corner there. It's going to be the Star Trek stuff over in that corner. But yeah, as of right now, they're downstairs. And yes, I've got a ton of Star Trek novels. A ton. And I've read probably about just over a quarter of them. I really love reading Star Trek novels. So, Judge 1981, $2. Superman 3 was awesome book. Yeah, I have a Superman 3 book over there. Actually, I was just watching a retrospective review of Superman 3 today, and I made a post on Facebook. I really love Superman 3. It is one of my favorite Superman movies. It is fantastic. I loved it as a kid. I still love it. It's got some jankiness to it, but they all do. And Richard Pryor's funny in it. Like I said, there is some stupid shit, but whatever. It's a very entertaining film, and it's good. Still got good special effects. Star Trek. Superman 4 is when the effects and everything go to shit, really. But Star Trek. Can you tell what I talk about all the time? Superman 3 is a fantastic movie. It's really fun, and anytime it's on TV, I'll stop and watch it. I love that movie for so many different reasons. So I did a post on Facebook saying, unpopular opinion incoming, did it again, Superman 3 is a fantastic movie. Fight me. So, plus the evil Superman is just great, flicking peanuts and destroying bottles, and then he fights his, it's supposed to be in his mind that he fights his alter ego, but it's awesome. It's awesome. So, Dan 23, the smallest book I have is The Art of Star Trek Ralph McQuarrie book, which fits in the palm of your hand. Wow, I've got some small books too, but I think they're downstairs actually. So, look out Tower Radio, hashtag Picard Fertilizer. Really? Really? Zachary Gibbons, Star Trek Picard was better than Discovery, but that's not saying much. It depends what you like. A lot of people prefer Discovery, and I can see why. It's more action based. I don't hate Discovery. I enjoy Discovery. I love when there's a new Discovery episode to watch. I get excited to see it. and then I kind of watch it and go, that was good. That's some great effects. I love the cast. Most of the characters are great. I love Stamets. Big fan of Anthony Rapp. Um, and him and I talk on a regular basis, which is great. He does watch Trekyards, so that's awesome. A huge fan of Tilly, as you guys know. Saru was great. Lorca was fantastic. I loved Lorca. So there's a lot about Discovery that I like. So to say it's better than Picard, it's just different than Picard. So for more true, hardcore, like by the book TNG fans or Star Trek fans, I guess, I can see why some people would prefer Picard over Discovery and why they hate Discovery so much. But I'm flexible enough in my thinking and open-minded enough to enjoy Discovery for what it is, and I still get excited because it's Star Trek, and there's some really cool characters, some great moments, some cool visuals. There's a lot of good stuff in it. It's a lot of canon breaking stuff, which really annoys the shit out of me. I'm very nitpicky about my canon, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's what they've made. It's what they're gonna make. So we kind of have to live with it, unfortunately. Um, but yes, complaining about it, talking about it, does implement changes. Like I said, they changed a lot for season 2 because they listened to us. They listened to the fans, which was great. Josh 1265. Speaking of Trek novels, my favorite would be Faces of Fire. What are your thoughts on it, Captain? I'm not even sure which one Faces of Fire is. I'm not even sure which era of Trek that is. Is it a TOS novel? Is it TNG? So I don't know. I haven't read it. I don't even think I have that one, to be honest. Anna says, "What should be my first Star Trek novel? My favorite is TOS." Oh my god. I don't know. I'd have to be downstairs looking at my Star Trek novel titles that I have and tell you which are some of the best ones. I think The Lost Years is a great one if you're a TOS fan. It kind of finishes up the 5-year mission and tells what happens to the crew and the Enterprise once they get back to Earth and put the Enterprise in for refit. That's a fantastic one. A Banner Full of Stars is also good. That also talks about the refitting of the Enterprise specifically if you're interested in ships. So there's some really good stuff in A Banner Full of Stars. Um, there's a few other ones. I can picture the front of the art on the front of the book, but I can't remember the title. But there are some really good TOS ones for sure. But The Lost Years, I would recommend that. John Luke Skywalker, love the name of the new series, but Strange New Worlds doesn't roll off the tongue like TOS or TNG. No, it doesn't. But I'm interested to see what all the fandom menace people are going to turn the SNW acronym into. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out because we all know how STD turned out. Dan23, I have a limited edition book that you could get from a certain shop. Cool. The Doctor, nice Farpoint alien shirt, Captain. Hey, there you go. Farpoint aliens. I gotta tell people that instead of jellyfish. That's good. Glenn G, hey Brad, how's it going? Almost thought you were wearing a Hawaiian shirt, so I was going to say, book 'em, Dano. No. If I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, it's more Magnum PI. I'm more of a Magnum PI fan, so go with that. Canadian Starships, I think Disco will hit its stride in the future rather than when it was originally placed in the timeline. Yeah, probably. They have more freedom, they have more room to breathe without fucking things up in the future. So we'll see how that goes. Judge 1981, Hawaii 5-0 cap. Goes for speed busting crime on the beach. Christian Yeager, the CP Ranger. Sorry for my spelling and my thumbs and cerebral palsy, Captain. Thank you for all the wonderful videos. Keeps me happy. Yeah, no problem. I try to read exactly what people put, and a lot of times I have to like interpret what they mean because a lot of times they do spelling mistakes or whatever, and it's fine. Just sometimes when I try to make corrections on the fly, I get things wrong. So I try to read it as it is, and then I go back and see if I can figure out what was trying to be said. So don't feel bad. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad you're enjoying the channel and the content. Trekzilla 54, I don't like season 1 of Discovery, but season 2 was pretty good, not gonna lie. Pike and the Disco Prize for me was this reason season 2 was so much better than season 1. Yeah, it felt more like Star Trek. It was great. Um, I still think the Enterprise should be the original Enterprise. It should have straight struts and things like that. But it's a fantastic Enterprise. It's one of my favorites. John did a fantastic job. John Eves and Scott Snyder did a fantastic job designing that ship. That being said, it would have made a better refit, or not a refit, a reboot Enterprise, like for the 2009 film. If that had been the Enterprise in that film, I would have enjoyed that film much, much more. The Enterprise has always been my favorite character, and I think it was very much misrepresented in the 2009 film. The one from Discovery, the Disco Prize, would have been perfect for that movie. Would have been fantastic. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. So I do like the Disco Prize, but it's still the Disco verse. It's its own universe. It's not Prime Timeline. So sorry about everyone's luck that thinks it's Prime Timeline. It's not. So I can enjoy it as its own universe, and it's fantastic. So Robert Winninger, excuse me. Pike series to start its time as Spock comes on Enterprise for the first time, him towards pure logic like in the TMP, original ship's interiors uniforms from Cage era, no mention of Discovery and Burnham. That would be great. Probably not going to happen, but that'd be great. Ryan K, it does have some moments. Judge 1981, hit that like button and make dreams come true. Yeah, guys, we have 52 watching, 43 likes. We can easily get to 50 likes. I know that there's people out there that haven't hit the like button. I'm sure Blappy hasn't hit the like button. If he's still watching, I just saw him send a message to the group chat a minute ago, so who knows? He's probably not even watching anymore because he doesn't care. I'm just kidding. But yeah, he listens to my crap all the time, so. Dan23. Well, what happened was I bought a DVD and they said you get a free exclusive book with every purchase, so that was the only way to get this book. Which book is it? You keep leaving us in suspense. Sean O'Neill, I thought those were Enterprises on your shirt, not jellyfish. I do have a shirt like this with Enterprises and tricorders and stuff on it, but it's a really ugly pale blue color, which I hate. It was the only color that the shirt came in. Sylvia got it for me for Father's Day one year, and I love the shirt. It's a nice thin material. It's kind of like for the beach or whatever. Same style, button up, but the fucking color is just not good, and it doesn't look good on me. I look better with darker colors on. And Anna says, thanks, Captain. No problem, Anna. Hopefully you enjoy it. Lost Years. Check it out. It's a good book. Josh, 1265, Faces of Fire is a TOS novel that tells the backstory of Kirk and Carol Marcus' relationship and explains why David hates him so much. I haven't read that, so sounds interesting, but haven't read it. Darren Means says The Lost Years is awesome. Dean DeHondit. Captain Foley, what is your beef with the Fandom Menace? They're a bunch of fucking assholes. I know a bunch of them who are friends of mine, and they're all right. They're kind of open-minded. They don't hate everything. They're kind of fair and balanced. Anti-Trekker is one of them. But then you get people like that give the Phantom Menace a bad name, Doomcock, Mecha, who just no matter what is good in the show, they will never acknowledge anything good in it. It's always preemptive. It's always like, oh, this Pike series. Oh my god, it's gonna be in the Discoverse. It's so crap. I'm not even gonna watch it. Like, stop with that attitude. Be optimistic. Watch the goddamn show. If you don't like it, then don't watch it, and don't complain about it. Don't bitch about it. I get that the Fandom Menace is trying to show that they love the originals and that they want it to be the best representation of what it can be, and I get that. But the way they go about it, it's fucking dickish. I do like a lot of the people in the Fandom Menace, but as a whole, the term Fandom Menace makes you think that they're a bunch of assholes. So, I mean, I could be part of the Fandom Menace because I really prefer original TOS. I really prefer original canon. I think that's how Discovery should look. We make those grievances, but we also at the same time point out the good things about the show. And there are good things about the show. Some of the characters are great. Some of the writing is good. But there's always good and bad in everything. And to just focus on either the good or the bad is a stupid, nonsensical, dumbass thing to do. So I don't like people that focus on just one thing. So the way the Fandom Menace presents itself, they will never change their mind. You can never change their mind, no matter how much evidence or discussion you have with them, they'll never go, oh, well, yeah, you're kind of right. Not a bad thing. So that's the beef I have with the Fandom Menace. Simple as that. Robert Wenninger, I can't think of a saving grace of Star Trek Picard, or Star Trek Discovery. Picard isn't very good, but light years better. Saving grace of Star Trek Discovery. Like I said, Lorca was a fantastic character. Saru's good. Tilly's fantastic, not just because I find her attractive and super hot and she's a redhead, but because I like her character. She reminds me a lot of Sylvia, who's my wife, by the way. You got a problem with Tilly, you got a problem with Sylvia, and that means you got a problem with me. And also Stamets. I've always liked Stamets, his character. Plus the Disco Prize is great. Pike was fantastic. There's a lot of good things about Discovery. So to say that there's not a saving grace is, it's wrong. It's just wrong. So Dan23, I think the Strange New World show is set after Discovery Season 2, not after the short trek where Spock comes aboard the Enterprise. Yeah, we're not quite established where it's going to happen, whether it's pre-Season 2 of Discovery or after, but it'll be interesting to find out. Sean O'Neill, Trekyards, the trolls will refer to it as Star Trek SJW. It's just one letter off. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I kind of mentioned that last night on my live last night. Darren Means, Magnum PI and 5.0 did a crossover. Yes, they did. Dan23, do you have the Picard novel? But the best honor or duty? No, I don't. I do not. Ryan K, there is one book that I can't recall the title right now, but it has to do with the station called Vanguard that I think is pretty good. Lots of series of books called the Vanguard series, and they're fantastic. I very much recommend those. They're so well done. I've got all the Vanguard novels. I think there's 6. I have them all downstairs, and they're fantastically well written. Good characters, TOS era. It's really well done. So yeah, the Vanguard series is awesome. Samuel is here. Did you pimp today's video? Romulan Ahil class white warbird cruiser first look. Not yet. I said that every day at 12 there's a new Trekyards episode, but I kind of forgot what time I went live. I went live before it released. So, but yeah, go check it out, guys. It's an STO ship we're looking at today. So I'm pimping it now because Samuel told me to. Judge 1981, pimp, oh my, sounds so dirty. Dan23, adjusting your shirt, the Picard maneuver, lol. Well, you have to, they ride up. Ryan K, way too much white inside the JJ Enterprise. There's a lot wrong with the JJ Enterprise. That's the least of its problems. Darren Means, I'm sorry, but Burnham is a Mary Sue character from the get-go and never changes. Yeah, she was a little bit overdone. I will agree with that. I fucking hate the term Mary Sue. I absolutely despise that. But yeah, I see what people mean with that. And yeah, her character's not great. They need to tone her down a bit, which they did for season 2. And she was a lot better. So I see the point there, but that's one thing wrong with the show. It's not, oh, well, now everything sucks because of that. So Blap says he always clicks the like button. After I tell you you didn't do it. Dan23, what do you think of those Enterprise novels about Section 31, Agent Trip Tucker? I've read one of them. Daedalus is the one that happens right after he supposedly dies at the end. Spoilers, at the end of Enterprise, where they recruit him into Section 31 and faked his death. I only read half of it. I didn't get through it all. Something came up. A lot of times I'll get partway through a book and then kind of forget about it, and then it's like months later, and I'm like, I might as well start over again. So yeah, I do have that book, but I don't have all of them with him in it. Shaky Mike, tell us about your best sneezing experience. I once sneezed in Paris and made a Frenchman jump. I can't recall any. Is that a thing? I don't know. Darren Means, used to sub to Doomcock, but he got way too negative. Exactly. I can't watch these people because they're only negative. I used to be subscribed to Doomcock too, and I'm still subscribed to him. I don't unsub from people. I think that's a dickish move. There's only one person I ever unsubscribed from, and that was Keemstar, because he's a racist asshole. But even if people I don't like or videos that I don't watch, I still keep subscribe to them. Helps their subscriber count, and it's good for their channel. And every now and then they'll have a video that I'll be interested in watching. So to unsub from them is just dumb, in my opinion. And I don't advocate for unsubscribing from any YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, I can't watch a lot of their videos just because they're way too negative. Way too negative. John Luke Skywalker, speaking of Encounter at Farpoint, recently watched it again. Data said the transporter beams objects it keeps on file like a tree in the holodeck. I thought it used light and force fields. Like a tree. I don't recall that. Dan23, did you see the video by Star Wars Theory about him getting death threats because he said he liked episode 9? I didn't see that video, but yeah, I've heard that. Anti-Trekker liked a few things in Rise of Skywalker, and people were like, oh, well, you're such an asshole for liking things. It's objective. I can like what I like. Anyway, Tim McAfee just renamed the Fandom Menace to Midnight's Edge. The thing I know Midnight's Edge. I know Tom, and I met those guys in Vegas. They're nice guys. I don't believe that they believe half the stuff they make videos on, but they make it because it makes them money. It's clickbait. We don't do that here. We like to make sure that things are confirmed before we talk about things. But yeah, I mean, you can't fault them for having a successful YouTube strategy and making money. But yeah, they are kind of negative, but overall, Tom's a good guy. I like the guys. I don't like the channel. And I don't watch a lot of their stuff either, truth be told. So Rosetta Allen, hey Foley, sweetie. Hey Rosetta, how's it going? She's a member of the Fandom Menace, and I love her. Rosetta Allen is fantastic. She doesn't always agree with what I say. I definitely don't always agree with what she says, but we get along. And I still have issues with the term Fandom Menace and the people in it because of the way they present themselves and what they represent. But, you know. Becky Schultz, hello, happy Saturday. Hello, Becky, how's it going? Nice to see you. Judge 1981, I think it's fair to say everything has its good and bad. Absolutely. Dark Lord 016, they are too jaded now to enjoy anything. That's the problem. No matter what comes out, it's always like as soon as mention of it is made, as soon as it's just on the blip on the radar, they're fucking bashing it from the get-go. So by the time it actually gets to the point where it's out, they can't admit that all the shit they've been saying for months is wrong, so they just keep going. They'll never admit that they like anything from it. So that's what pisses me off so much about it. Rosetta Allen, we aren't trolls if we hate Discovery, however the extremists for and against are assholians. Okay. Judge 1991. Dan 23. Do you like the Titan books about Riker and the USS Titan? I haven't read any of them. Josh 1265. I really think there's no such thing as bad Trek. Yes, some things could have been changed or tweaked, but I think any Trek is welcome Trek. I kind of agree with that. Look at Tower Radio. Star Trek Discovery should have been set in the future from the get-go, like you said, Cap, and in between the Enterprise B and C, like that, or between the C and D, like that the future as far away as they've gone is the same. Darren Means, JJ Prize looks cool, but I don't like it as the Enterprise. No, it just doesn't look cool. The proportions are totally wrong on that ship. The engines are way too close together to make it look attractive at all. Dan 23, don't make your bridge look like an Apple store. That's another thing. Ryan K, the Titan books I've really enjoyed. Rosetta Allen, I'm good with the term Mary Sue. It was started by a woman to call out badly written characters about us. Yeah, the original term is fine, but every fucking person out there is a Mary Sue now. Ray's a Mary Sue, Captain Marvel's a Mary Sue, Burnham's a Mary Sue. While some of them I agree with, I still hate the term. And it's just, if there's a new strong female character in a role, she's a Mary Sue. Like you're gonna hear that number one, Rebecca Romaine, is a Mary Sue, and that pisses me off. Chris Pico is here, dude. Zachary Gibbons, the Disco Prize Bridge wasn't as bad as the floor polish, but the floor polish was too bright. Yeah, the floor was way too reflective. Rise on Gaming, is that an Astromax lab or what? What the Astromax lab? Defiant, Mr. Raven Productions, Trekyards. Hey Cat, Patrick here. What is your favorite ship from Farscape? Hope you're staying safe, my man. I've never watched Farscape, so I have no idea. Darren Means, don't get me wrong, I stuck with both seasons. I can't stand her character. I also hate the term Mary Sue, but it described her character so well. It did for her, yes, and I can't stand her character either. But they did tone her down for season 2, put her in more of a submissive role, and not so much talking down to every captain or everybody she sees. So, Bradley Briggs, I'm the same way with subscriptions. Once you got me, I'm here forever. Yep, that's how it should be. Christian Yeager, the CP Ranger. I'm trying to find the Star Trek Titan books. Judge 1981, $2, 55 likes. Yes. 70 people watching with 62 likes. So thank you guys. If you haven't hit like yet, please hit the like button. Rosetta Allen. Fandom Menace is good people, but some are over the top. I've seen jerks on both sides that are threatened for not liking new Trek and new Star Wars people. People gotta relax. Yeah, I totally agree. There are assholes on each side of that. However, the assholes on the other side don't have the Fandom Menace moniker, and the Fandom Menace is swung around by people like Doomcock and stuff a little bit too freely. Therefore, when you say you're a Fandom Menace, you get lumped right in with that, and your maybe open-minded views about a lot of things. Like I don't consider Anti-Trekker a member of the Fandom Menace because he's open-minded about things. He enjoys a lot of things about Discovery. He enjoys a lot of things about Rise of Skywalker, and he's open-minded. He's willing to listen to someone's argument and go, okay, yeah. So I don't consider him Fandom Menace, even though he claims Fandom Menace. So it's a term I don't like. Unfortunately, when I hear it, it's too much negative connotations for me. Trexilus 54, your channel, in my opinion, is the best channel on YouTube because it doesn't have clickbait. Your titles just get straight to the point, like channels should but don't. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. It's what we try to do. We don't like doing clickbait. Dan23, oh, never mind. That's something else. Rise on Gaming, me too. Quanon threatened me with violence the other day. See, that's unacceptable. To tell someone they're not a fan of something because they like it or they don't like it pisses me off. You have no right to tell somebody else what they can enjoy. What you enjoy is subjective. There's a lot of things I enjoy that a lot of people don't, and vice versa. And I will never knock somebody down for liking what they like. I'll say, well, I'm glad you like it. This is why I don't like it, just so you're aware of my thoughts. And then they give me a counter, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be mad at you for going home and watching it because I have no fucking right to tell you what you can and cannot like. And a lot of people out there just don't get that. So, Drew0001, in a world now where bookcases are suddenly judged as a sign of character, that is a good bookshelf. Well, thank you. Murray Nathan, in the final episode of Old School Magnum PI, ended up with a young daughter. Grown up, she should be the new Magnum, and her dad, a Tom Clancy type novelist, can own the estate. I would not watch that. I would not watch a show about Magnum PI's daughter. I wouldn't give a flying fuck. As much as I love Magnum PI, I would not want to do that. That was speculated to be what they were going to do with Magnum. I'm glad they just redid Magnum, and I actually really like the new Magnum. I think it's a good enough show. It's not as good as Magnum PI, the original. Tom Selleck will never be able to be replaced, but it's still a good show. So, and they hold enough true to the original with the opening music and stuff that I think it's well done. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, I can't wait for Pike Trek. I wonder if the will make any major changes to the set. Probably not, knowing them. Sam O'Neill, whatever happened to ignoring what you hate? People these days seem to enjoy watching programs they can't abide. Yeah, it's true. Howard Stern says it in his movie. I forget the name of the movie, but he says the people that like you will watch about 60% of your stuff. The people that hate you will watch 100% of it, so they have something to bitch about. So who's your bigger fan? Jay, you're right, Foley. Some fans are just toxic people. Unfortunately, yes. And the internet just exemplifies it because there's the anonymity of being behind a keyboard, people that, hide behind masks, not calling anybody out specifically, but, I think it's a cowardly thing to do. People that respond in the comment section that have the anonymity of not having a channel, having their face out there, and can be trolls and assholes because nobody knows who they are, pisses me off. And then for somebody to actually have a platform where they can make some educated content or make some good content that people can enjoy, and then they hide behind a mask so that when they go out in public, they don't have to face any repercussions for anything they say. It's a coward's way out. So, Charles, I don't hate any of the stuff, Trek or Star Wars. I try not to hate. Did they miss opportunities to make a quality product? Yes. It is unfortunate, but not hateful. I totally agree. Trekzilla 54, what do you think of the JJ Prize A? I like it a lot better than the original one. At least the nacelles are the right size and they're spaced properly. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. The back of it's got a little issues, but overall, it's a better ship. Ryzen Gaming. I can't sign in through my iPad for some reason. Don't remember my pass number. Well, that's not good. Drew0001, looking forward to Strange New Worlds. Hopefully a Trek I can watch with my daughter without effing and blinding. A family-friendly, positive, and optimistic Trek. Not seen since Voyager, maybe Enterprise. Blappy says, I'm heading out to do some work. I'll be gone by the time you see this. Love you, brother, from another mother. And talk later. I have show and tell. Bye, Blappy, even though you're not here. Murray Allen, Jean-Luc Skywalker is right. An encounter at Farpoint Data did tell Riker that holodeck uses transporter technology to beam objects in. Well, we have an episode based on holodeck. It's a fantastic episode. Perfect. It's well written. I got to say, I wrote it myself. It's filmed. We just need to get the pictures and stuff for it. But it talks about holodeck technology. It uses the same principles as a transporter and a replicator. It can replicate physical objects inside the holodeck. And it can also just show holographic representations of objects that are like the Doctor, that are solid, but not really real. But it can replicate things using transporter technology. So yes, if that's what he was talking about, yes, 100%. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, I don't understand how people can be fans of a show but hate everything about it, while the majority seem excited for Pike. I've heard a few haters, like, seriously, what the fuck, it's not filmed yet. Yep, and they'll continue to hate it, even if it's fantastically good. They'll find shit wrong with it. Judge 1981, some people love to hate on things just to be obsessed to hate something. Well, those people have sad fucking lives. Rosetta Allen, I don't see new female characters as well written to be strong. It's more modern writers don't put focus on deep stories and the characters are too two-dimensional. I see that argument as well. Dan 23, what is it people hate about Captain Marvel? Have you to believe that she's got powers because an engine exploded, I think. Dan 23, I suggest you go watch Mecha Random. She hates everything about Captain Marvel because it's Brie Larson. She hates Brie Larson as a person, therefore the character of Captain Marvel sucks. Also bad thinking. Rosetta Allen, I get it, Foley. We disagree often, but you're always class to me, even if you are making perv comments. Hey, being perverted is a sign of high-class individual. I'm just saying. As long as they do it in a classy way. Love you, Rosetta. Judge 91, Mr. Defiant Productions, I don't hate any Star Trek or Star Wars. I abhor and hate the disdain inside the fandom on both sides. Mecha, DC, Oliver Frank, working class Klingon. I can't stand them. All they do is spread the hate. Well, I haven't heard of any of those except for Mecha. So they're not doing a good job of spreading the hate, if that's the case. Trekzilla 54, exactly. Just let people like what they fucking like. Darren Means, I just watched Rise of Skywalker and it was an enjoyable episode. It was an enjoyable watch, even with the constant eye rolling and the headache I got from it. LOL. Defiant Mr. Raven Productions, that being said, not every single member of the Phantom Menace is bad. I totally agree. I said that myself. I have friends that are in Phantom Menace, and I think the Phantom Menace moniker doesn't really even apply to them, but they're so dedicated to the original that that's their thing. I just hate the term Phantom Menace. It's just stupid. Zachary Gibbons, right, I wouldn't put anyone down for liking what they like. I'm certain that I like things that others don't like. Yep. You have every right to. You have every right to like what you like. Bradley Briggs, I have noticed a lot of people these days flat out refuse to admit that they are wrong. They think being wrong once somehow makes them always wrong. This is not how arguments work. Yep. Canadian Starship. Sometimes I forget how different TNG was from TOS when it first came on the air, and how some had the "it's not my Trek" attitude back then. Exactly. When TNG came out, it was hated. It's like, you can't make Star Trek without Kirk. I'll never watch it. But their internet wasn't around then, so that those voices weren't heard as loudly. And a lot of those people now love TNG. So, Mr. Captain 93, love the bookcase background. You look sophisticated. Also, jellyfish shirt or encounter at Farpoint shirt. You decide. Bradley Briggs, I use my real name. It's right there where everyone can see it. Yeah, exactly. Glemg or Brad, so many of these trolls are keyboard warriors. You can hide behind the screen spewing hate, but without having the balls to say anything to my face in real life. Yep. And we get a lot of people that hate Trekyards or have really nasty comments in Trekyards videos. But have I ever met any of those at conventions? Any of those people? Nope. As a matter of fact, I met like one person in Vegas who's like, hey Trekyards, yeah, I don't really like your content. And Samuel and myself were like, oh, why is that? I don't know. This one video, you said something I didn't agree with. Do you remember what it was? No, it was something with Discovery. So you hate us as a result of one thing we said in a video that you didn't agree with. Wow. Great. Sorry to hear that. And we were super friendly. But yeah, we've never had instances where people go, I fucking hate you. You fucking deserve to die. Even though we hear those comments in our videos. Because they're fucking cowards. That's why. You're right. Hiding behind a keyboard, having that anonymity is what they thrive on. They will never fucking come up and confront you. And if they do, it's like, oh, I don't know what I don't like. I just don't like it. Fine, go fuck yourself. Get out of my face. You know, it's... Rosette Allen, I actually worked face hidden and fake names for 13 years. It wasn't about hiding from accountability. It was a stalker X. Well, that's a different situation, but yes. Pretty sure Doomcock doesn't have that problem. Charles, $4. I agree. That is a great bookshelf. Here's money. Thank you. Crypto Monkey, sending lots of Trek love from nearly 1 a.m. Sunday morning here in Western Australia. Love your channel. Well, thank you, Crypto Monkey. Thank you for watching. Becky, did you get the Voyager 25th anniversary special book they released in February? I did not yet. Judge 1981, buy him more bookshelves and treats for the dogs. Well, Precious is right here beside me sleeping, so. Rosetta Allen, I can go into issues with Captain Marvel. Objectively, I have issues with the character going back to the comics. Okay, I never read the comics, so I don't know. I thought it was an okay movie. Wasn't one of the best Marvel movies, but it was enjoyable. Edwin C. I look at Star Trek with an open mind. Yes, the new shows are different from the past shows, but Star Trek is an escape for me from the stress in my life. Exactly, as it should be. All entertainment should be an escape. Robert Winninger, I'm with Drew. Hoping the Pike Show will be well-written, optimistically family-friendly adventure. The loss of the connection with my kids and the show is pretty sad. See, I would let my kids watch Discovery. I don't care about the occasional swear word or whatever. My kids are grown up now, but when they were young, they watched what I watched. They watched Family Guy. They watched stuff they probably shouldn't have. But I was there to explain, that's fake or explain it in context. I never sheltered my kids from anything like that, so... And they've turned out to be fine human beings. Brad says, I love Brie Larson, and I thought she was fantastic as Captain Marvel. However, I can respect people's opinions. As long as they have a reason to state their opinion, like a reason to not like something, and they can voice that reason, and be open to accepting the fact that they can change their opinion if somebody makes a good enough argument. Not going, this is my opinion, fuck you, I'm not listening to your side because I don't care. No. Tim McCaffrey has now joined the channel at the rank of commander, so thank you very much, Tim. That is very much appreciated. Hopefully you enjoy the new emojis and stickers and stuff that you get for the live stream chats. They're kind of fun, I guess. Darren Means, gotta go soon. Love your show. Hope to see this before I go. Hope you see this before I go. Hope you're still here, Darren. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Mr. Captain 93 Trekyards, I stopped watching a bunch of channels. I couldn't take the hate for everything. That's why I enjoy your channel. I might not agree with all your opinions, but you guys give fair opinions. Well, thank you, Mr. Captain 93. And I'm the same way. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels that I used to watch their videos, and now there's just every video I've seen is negativity, so I just don't watch anymore. Even if they're saying positive things, I wouldn't know about it because I don't watch their stuff. So I kind of rely on you guys to inform me on what's going on. Trexzilla 54, what race is your favorite alien race? Andorians are cool. Sort of the Tholians. I don't know. I have to think about that. Ryan K. Never knew that attitude existed about TNG until recently. I was one who grew up on it, and if I recall, got me into Trek and thus sci-fi. I remember when it was first coming out, and we were like, "Oh, it's going to have a French captain, and it's going to twirl his little mustache and wear a beret." You know, we were making fun of that. I was young. I don't know how old I was, but I was young. My brothers are 10 years older than me and 7 years older than me, respectively. So I remember hearing these arguments, or they're so far in the future, why don't they even need a ship? Why can't they just beam planet to planet? Well, that wouldn't come around until JJ. But stupid shit before the show even came out. Hearing they had a French captain and all this stuff, just people were like, "Oh no, that's not Kirk and Spock. I'm not gonna watch that." You can't replace Kirk and Spock. Becky Schultz, who can hate Trekyards? Good question. A lot of people don't like us, though. Rosetta Allen, hell, you say tons of crap I disagree with, and you're a sweetie. The ability to agree to disagree matters. I love you, Rosetta. You're awesome. And you say a lot of stuff I don't agree with, too, but go make me a sandwich. Just kidding. And she knows I'm kidding, so. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, who gets the most hate, you or Samuel? Alternatively, who gets the most love? I think I get the most hate and love because I'm the one who engages with everybody on a regular basis. Samuel doesn't add people to Facebook. He doesn't chat with people online generally, just people he knows or works with. I talk to everybody. So I get a lot of hate. Plus I do these lives where I voice my opinion. And sometimes I might say it in a way that makes me sound like an idiot, or that is, if I'm in a bad mood, might be a little bit too aggressive, and people kind of get snarky with that. So I'd say I take most of the heat in that regard. That being said, Sam is sometimes called a little bit too nitpicky, a little bit too preachy, a little bit too long-winded during our reviews, but he makes very valid, interesting points. Does go on a little bit long sometimes, but I think we all can. I think I do too. And it all depends on your frame of mind at the moment, whether you've had a long, tiring day. You're kind of like, oh, it's going on a little long now. Or if you're like upbeat and positive because it's a good review, it's like, yeah, you're making a lot of good points. And Sam makes some fantastic points, things that I never think of. And he's very articulate, like the way he puts things together. He's got an excellent vocabulary. So we both take amount of heat, but I think I take more in general just because I'm dealing with people on a regular basis. I'm more involved with the Facebook group. I'm more involved with chatting with people online, things like that. So I get a lot more of the hate. Plus, yeah, I won't get into that. That's a whole other live where I talk about people that hate us. But Judge 1981, you can hate Trekyards if your IQ is a prime number. You can't hate Trekyards if your IQ is a prime number. Well, there you go. Thank you. The Doctor, how the hell do you hate Trekyards? The nicest channel out there besides Steve 1989, who reviews old military rations. Well, thank you, Doctor. Ian Terry Roy McLeod, there comes a point where that you do not let another like what they like is harmful to you or some resemblance of the public. Bad Star Wars, bad Trek, and them all. Just kidding. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, did you know they are filming a Voyager documentary similar to DS9? They filmed a bunch on the Trek cruise. That's awesome. I love those. I love documentaries and behind the scenes stuff. So Trekzilla 54, whoever hates Trekyards is probably a Pennis fan. Lookout Tower Radio, £2. More money for the pug captain. Well, thank you very much. She appreciates it. Don't you, Peg? She's sleeping. Canadian Starships, hate comments is a byproduct of being successful here on the platform. I don't get many of those just building models on YouTube. Maybe one day I'll get the badge of honor. You don't want it. I know they say if you have enemies, you're doing something right, or you have haters, you're doing something right, but I really hate that attitude. I don't like that people don't like us. I want people to like me. I can be a little brash and rude at times, but overall I'm a fucking nice guy and I respect everybody's opinion. And when somebody just doesn't like me for the sake of not liking me, that really fucking sits wrong with me. Trexilla 54, Trekyards is a pure channel. How the heck can you hate it? Trust me, it happens. Anna, Trekyards is great. I discovered them last summer and when I saw their lives at Star Trek Las Vegas. Thank you, Anna. Rosetta, escapism matters to me. That's why I hate politics on either side of in entertainment. I just hate politics in general too, so. Bradley Briggs, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make these days is getting to know the real people behind the shows they watch. That is a mistake 100% of the time. I don't know what you mean by that. So getting to know me by sitting here, me talking to you guys, which I'm always Captain Foley. I don't put on a persona for Trekyards, but I reveal more of my personal life and stuff in these lives. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You don't want to get to know me? It's a bad idea. You want to enjoy Trekyards? I don't understand. The high ground. My biggest problem with new Star Trek, it sinks the franchise. If you make enough people hate your franchise and what you do, then your earning will drop and you will get no Star Trek anymore. There's a lot wrong with that statement, and I don't want to get into it because I want to catch up on the live chats, but so you're saying because they made a bad Star Trek that you hate and you're going to talk badly about it and you're not going to watch, and they're going to hear these complaints and realize their numbers are down. They're going to go, oh, wow, Star Trek isn't financially successful. We're just going to stop making it. I understand boycotting something you don't like, and hopefully that will improve the situation by them making something that you want to see, if they're in that frame of mind. But they're not, because they're like, it's not performing. We're just going to stop making it altogether. And you get no Star Trek for another 10 years, another dry spell. Who the fuck wants that? I'd rather they have 5 shows in the making, 2 of which that aren't that great, one that's probably fantastic, one that might be good. Like, I would rather have them making Star Trek that's making them money and have lots of different Star Trek to choose from than having no Star Trek because you didn't like what they put out. Not everything can be a hit the first time around. Not everything can be 100% out of the gate good. As we know, with most Star Trek, it takes 3 seasons. And why am I answering this question when I said I wanted to move on? You get my point. So I'll move on now. Jay, you guys keep it real. Thank you. Rosetta, I'm heavily focused on uniting and my art. Bite me, Foley. Where would you like it, my dear? Somewhere plump. Mazarus, I love what Enterprise did with the Tholians, expanding on them. They ended up being a lot more effectively frightening, in my opinion, as armored arachnid humanoids who thrive in extreme hot temperatures. Bradley Briggs, don't tempt him. She knows better. She's got that evil little laugh. She knows not to say things like that to me. Mailbag banner. Hey, say, Stuart, from what I've seen, you like trains too, yeah? You have any favorites? I love trains. I have N scale and HO. My dad collects Lionel and HO. My favorite trains are steam locomotives, specifically the Berkshire and the Hudson. Those are the ones with, I think, the most character behind them. But yes, I absolutely love trains. We could have a whole video talking about trains. I would love to get my N scale tabletop thing out and play with some trains right now, but I don't have room for it. Charles, I first saw the trailer for TNG show before Star Trek 4 on a flight home from San Francisco to Hawaii. I was only 7, but those images of the new transporter room and Frakes and Stewart burned into my memory. Yep. Jay, it's fun to listen to YouTube pontificate. Bruce Gibson, are there times you just want to quit for whatever reason? Don't quit. Absolutely, there are times I want to quit. I finally found something I really enjoy talking about and really enjoy doing with my life. I never thought I'd find a job that I enjoy, but even a job you enjoy, some days you just want to. There's days I don't want to do a live. There's days where I schedule a live in the morning. I feel upbeat and optimistic. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this live. Come around 3 o'clock when I hit my wall as far as being tired goes, I just want to go lay down. But then it's like 4 o'clock by the time I'm really feeling that, and it's like shit. I got to do the live in an hour. 5 o'clock is not a good time for me to do lives, but it works out for everybody else, including Samuel, because it's not too late for him. So, but yeah, there's times where I just start the live going, fuck, I don't want to do this. And a lot of times you can tell I get tired halfway through, and Samuel's droning on about a nitpick or a plot hole that he sees, and I'm like, uh huh. Oh, another super chat. Um, so you can tell a lot by my expressions as to how I'm feeling. But yeah, there are times you just want to quit, especially it's those negative comments that make you want to quit. And it's sad because I can get 100 positive comments saying, you guys are doing great. That was a fantastic video. Awesome. Love you guys. And that one comment from one fucking asshole that says, you deserve to die. You're stealing money from Star Trek's IP and making a living off of it. And you're a fucking criminal and a crook. And all the money you've stolen from us fans on YouTube. And, I was going towards your Camaro. And no, I've had my Camaro since I was fucking 18, you jackass. Uh, Again, like I said, I could do a whole live about the things people have said about us and the reason they don't like us and the people I have on a block list because they're just so fucking hateful. And it's just sad. So those are the times I want to quit. But and because of my depression and self-esteem issues, there's a lot of times that's a reality. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't quit. And even a lot of these lives, I don't want to do a live, but at the same time, I got 2 hours in the afternoon free, got nothing fucking else to do really. I can sit on my ass and watch TV or YouTube, or I can go out and do a live. And usually within the first couple minutes of a live, I'm cheered up and I feel a lot better because you guys are great and you always engage. And when the super chats are going good and stuff like that, it's like, oh yeah. And it really picks me up. It's good for my mental health. And it's like a video diary or talking to a therapist at times. So I do want to quit at times, but we're still here. It's going to be 6 years in October. That's the other thing. We're almost at 54,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. But other channels like have blown by us that started after we did, and it's like, fuck. Even channels we've helped and had on our channel to like help them out, and then they blow right by us, and then they don't fucking talk to us again. So whatever. I'm not going to name any names. But that being said, Steve Shives, who a lot of people don't like his videos, a lot of people do. I think Steve Shives is entertaining. I don't agree with everything he says or his politics necessarily or the way he presents them, but he does some fantastic videos. He's been on YouTube for 10 years and finally got his silver play button. We're going to be hitting 6 years in October, and we're at 54,000. I get discouraged about our subscriber numbers all the time. I just want to get that silver play button. Then I'll feel like my life's complete. But that being said, once I get it, we'll never hit 1 million, I don't think, ever. But I can see within 10 years, another 4 years of this, getting to 100,000, I can see that being a possibility for sure. But the problem is we don't do clickbait, we don't do rumors, we don't do a lot of shit that gets a lot of views and subscribers. So we're stuck toeing this line of being who we are and not giving up on our morals and our ideals that we don't get all the subscribers we should. A lot of people, a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of people have said that Trekyards is grossly undersubscribed to. And that really affects me some days. So, anyway, goddamn, that was a long answer. Sorry. Murray Nathan, let's hope you tweak the uniforms for Strange New Worlds and get them right. If the tunics resemble the look of the cage, that'd be awesome. Or just fix the fucking stupid asymmetrical color. Rise on Gaming, you guys are really good together. I like watching. Thank you. Mr. Horndog, everyone has an opinion, be it good or bad. Yes. And if I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you. I'm just kidding. Just something I tell my kids all the time. Becky Schultz, well, I think you two are awesome. Love all the content you put up. Thank you, Becky. We really appreciate that. Patrick says, yeah, Rosetta is definitely in the okay FM category for now. Options are like assholes. Opinions are like assholes, I mean. Charles, Steve, 1989. has like disappeared. I have not seen a new video from him in a while. Rosetta Allen, it's like me in Sci-Fi Nation. I met him when he was drunk trolling me. I told him come up and say it to my face, and he did. We argued for hours, been friends since. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. Sometimes he gets a little too drunk and mouthy on his streams, and I have to like fucking leave because it's like, oh, fucking Baby Yoda. If you like Baby Yoda, fuck you. It's just a fucking Gremlins ripoff. And he wouldn't listen to anybody, anything that anybody was saying, and I had to leave. But overall, I think Sci-Fi Nation's a good guy. So yeah. Lazarus, Captain Foley, any chance did you know Graham Kennedy of the famous and very old Star Trek fan site ditl.org? News broke back on the 4th that he passed. The site has been in my bookmarks forever. I haven't heard of the site or him, so Lookout Tower Radio. I really love the USS Franklin design. Ian Terry, Roy McLeod. Even the captain comes to new terms and changes his mind, which goes to say there's a good sense of transparency and respect of an argument to make a discussion detailed and not an emotional flop. Yeah, I admit that I'm wrong all the time, and I change my mind quite often when I'm presented with different arguments. So, Judge 971, $2, quote of the day, I'm a fucking nice guy. He is, though, and I am. Dimas Alves, welcome to the rank of commander. So welcome, Dimas. Thank you for joining the channel. Mr. Horndog, damn Captain, you really a Canadian. God bless you. Any plans to do collaborations? We've done a lot of collaborations, and there's a lot more coming up. We recently did one with, just last week or the week before, with Resurrected Starships, talking about the Romulan ships from Picard. We've done ones with Space Dock, Anti-Trekker. We've done a lot of collaborations, so yes. Defiant Mr. Raven Productions. Like me, Captain Foley has a deep love of FASA and Starfleet battles, warplanes, trains, and women. Stewart is one of the coolest dudes ever. Hating him should be illegal. I like your thinking. On adhering to canon reminds me about Amarillo's Starfleet Battles board game. Amarillo Design Bureau made up its own background story, but it was well written. Love that game and the stories and lore. Yeah, Starfleet Battles is great. It's my canon. And then Enterprise came along and fucked it up. Rise on Gaming, $12. Thank you very much for the super chat. You're an effing nice guy and that bookshelf. Thanks. Ian Terry, Roy McLeod. Oh no, Foley is thinking about pink parts again. Love and kisses on all your pink parts. Crypto Monkey, a train sounds good. You up for it? LOL. At some point. Bradley Briggs, the more I have got to know actors and directors, the less I like the shows they're in. And different with YouTubers, I can actually interact. Okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Berkshire Isles and Hudson, damn good choices. Of course they are. I made them. Piano Dean, hey, Trekyards. Welcome, Piano Dean. I love your stuff. Your stuff in Anti-Trekker is fantastic. Hello, Captain Foley. Did you what happened to see Anti-Trekker's video? We didn't start the canon. Would love your thoughts on it. I haven't seen that one yet, no. But I would love to take a listen. The high ground. Well, coronavirus makes it more problematic because revenues are down across the board. How are they going to repay $21 billion of debt? That's the problem. I was hoping they would make something. I don't know how they're going to do it, like the MCU, but that probably won't happen now. But if they did, I know there would have been something I like among it. There's always something to like if you look hard enough and you look with an open mind. Rosetta Allen, Stevie T, a guitar player, playing YouTuber, made a song out of his negative commenters. Zachary Gibbons, I am sure most of the money goes towards producing new content and bringing guests like Doug Drexler. Yeah. We don't have to pay Doug Drexler, though. We don't pay any of our guests. But most of the money just goes towards keeping the fucking lights on so we can have power to make the goddamn show, or to getting new equipment, new phone, new cameras, new microphones, kit for the road for when we go out to conventions and stuff, going to conventions, paying for that stuff. That's what this all goes towards. So Bradley Briggs, you know we love you a lot, Captain. Thank you. I do know that. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, make lemons out of lemonade every so often. Make a video reading all the hate comments and let that have a laugh over the stupid comments. I've considered doing that. A lot of the YouTubers do that, but I don't want to acknowledge these people that they even fucking exist. Why give them a stage or a platform? But yeah, I've considered it. The high ground. Although I agree, hating something is stupid. It achieves nothing, and ultimately, you are the one who feels the hate and will suffer for it. Exactly. That's perfect. Dark Lord 16. I agree with you, Captain. It's better to have a selection of different Star Trek shows to choose from. See which ones are best. And not everybody likes all the same things, so you bring in more fans that way. So I understand it. Mazarus, I think it's natural to want to quit even the most ideal dream career. Passionate about something you do can go both ways. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep watching and recommending. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Who will keep the silver play button? You or Samuel? We will get 2 of them. I will request a second one, but I guess I'll get the first one, and then I'll request a second one for Samuel. Bradley Briggs, the bigger you get, the faster you grow. You'll hit that magic number eventually. Wait for more subs with Pike. Yeah, we got Lower Decks. We got Discovery Season 3. We've got Orville Season 3 coming up as well. We got Strange New Worlds now, the Section 31 show, Star Trek Prodigy, if that ever becomes a thing. There's a lot of it's a good time to be a Star Trek YouTuber, so the numbers will keep going up. But I really get discouraged with our growth sometimes because there's times where it's just like, but that's just me being pessimistic and having a low self-esteem and suffer from depression. So, Charles, I have many thoughts about why you have less subscribers and why they have grown faster. However, I will talk to you later. Too much info for a chat. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. The high ground. Not to sound evil, but I hope you stay small. If you get too big, things like this won't happen, and I think it'll be really fun and interesting. Of course, I will still be happy if you get lots of subs. I'll still be doing these lives if we get 1 million subscribers. I would love that, to have a bigger audience. So don't worry, nothing will really change in that regard. The Doctor, that's one of the best parts of Trekyards, not being clickbait and bullshit. Stick to your phasers. We have. Even though it's been tempting sometimes to do clickbait and just sell out but we will never do that. Sean O'Neill, Trekyards, you still have a high amount of non-subscribed views. I remember a while ago you were saying a high amount of regular viewers aren't subscribed. 44% of the people that watch our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. 44%. So it's not like a huge percentage. It could be worse, but yeah. Rosetta Allen, hey, I'm with him. Hate that baby. What baby? Dimas Alves, $5. I hope you don't quit. You guys are my favorite show. I enjoy a lot of others, but the difference being I never miss a Trekyards. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I gotta go, but I will be gone by the time you get this comment. Have a great Saturday, everybody. Thank you, Charles. Talk to you later. Trekzilla 54. One time in English class, we were doing the poetry, and I wrote a poem about Data, and the English teacher wasn't a fan of. And when he asks her why, I said, I don't want Star Trek in the poem. I was so mad after that she didn't even give me a solid reason. Rosetta Allen, I'm out. Later, sweetie. See you later, Rosetta. Thank you for joining. We're almost caught up to the chat. Ian, I'm tired of the strict TV show style. Quality matters. It shows when there's a makeup artist and props team, a huge desk, and yada, yada, yada. Ian says, my issue, many YouTuber channels are going for once they make some income, which practically is a sign that says sell out. Not necessarily. We make pretty good money from just the small amount of views we get. So, Defiant, Mr. Raven Productions, the animated series Resurrected Starship, Andy Tracker, Certifiable In-Game, Kowalski are Triangulum Studios, or the first one, sorry, are the only Star Trek tubers I follow, sort of stopping following Eckhart's Ladder because he got too whiny about stuff. Justin says, should have mentioned this before, but that's a fancy looking library. Thank you. Oh, and Eric Henry says Defiant Productions. Robert Winninger, your collaborations are great. You guys are pioneers covering the niche of ship lovers, hoping to get the subscriptions levels you want. Just tell people to subscribe if they like Star Trek. Tell them about Trekyards. Help us out. Cade MacArthur, have you seen Planet of the Apes? Yes, all of them. The originals and the new ones. Mailbag Banner. Oh, Eric Henry. Yeah, for sure. Him and the Trekyards team together are such a treat. Yeah, Eric Henry's been on the show. We've had a lot of people on our show. Edward says, will the Orville Season 3 be the Space Network in Canada? That I don't know. Probably not, honestly. Probably not. Patrick says, my favorite Star Trek will always be TOS, DS9, and Discovery. CBS needs to make Star Trek Foley. Never quit, Stuart. Chin up, brother. Thank you. That would be a stupid show, but thank you. Sam O'Neill, 44%. They need to get subscribed. Ryan K is not part of the 44%. Mr. Horndog, Discovery Season 1 made me mad. Sad. Season 2 better, but hopeful for Season 3. Fingers crossed. John Man McFly, do you make a living off this channel? Yes, primarily. I am a private investigator. I'm more of a consultant these days. I don't really do that much anymore because this channel is doing pretty good. Plus Sylvia makes really good money. So yeah, this is primarily what I do. The High Ground. I subscribe to you, but I don't subscribe to everything I watch regularly. Mostly I seek out something I want to watch. My subs are a relic of the old times when the recommendations still worked. Oh, in the before time. Bruce Gibson, what do you like on your pizza? Pepperoni, extra cheese, banana, hot banana peppers, green olives. And that's kind of my favorite pizza. I like a lot of stuff on my pizza, but yeah. Trexilla 54, haven't watched the Orville. Would you say it's better than Discovery? About the same or worse? Fucking heads and tails, heads and shoulders are better than Discovery. If you like TNG, if you want TNG styled programming, watch Orville. You'll love it. You'll love it. If you don't like Discovery, you'll love Orville, I think. John Luke Skywalker, I'm not a religious man, but through Trekyards, you're doing Kalis's work here. Thank you. Defiant, Mr. Raven Productions, Trexilla 54 is its own thing. Don't go into it thinking it's better or less than any other sci-fi. Oh, talk about the Orville, yeah. Look at Terror Radio. Cyrus should have been made captain of Discovery before the end of Season 2 of Discovery. He had a level-headedness of a captain in the end, and the captain should have. Well, he might become captain in Season 3. We don't know. John Man McFly. Has anyone from CBS ever reached out to you guys? Yeah, we have relationships with quite a few people at CBS. So, yeah. Jean-Luc Skywalker. What made you want to be a PI? Watching Magnum PI with my dad. But I tell you, it's not cool at all. You don't get to carry a gun. You don't get to drive a Ferrari. It's a lot of paperwork. I've done it for years. I first got the job when I was 21 years old. Did it for a few years, then took like a 6-year break because I had kids and the hours weren't good. So I did like standard retail and worked at like People's Jewelers and Blockbuster as assistant managers. And then I got back into it eventually. So long story there. That's its own live as well. Bill 4393, will you be watching new Snowpiercer's TV series? I have no idea what that is, so no, probably not. John Man McFly, $7 Canadian, thank you very much. Trexilla 54, what is your favorite ship from Discovery? The Disco Prize. Barrett Ermy, hey Stuart, hello Barrett. Cade MacArthur, how do we make Toronto look more like Moscow? I don't know, put stupid colored domes on the top of every building with spikes on them. I'm just kidding. That's the only thing I can think of that looks Russian. Put pictures of Putin up everywhere. I don't know. Justin, what's your second favorite ship from Discovery?
Oh my God, I hate you so much.
Probably the Gagarin class. Bill 4393, I didn't know you were a PI. Did Magnum inspire you to become one? Yes, it did. I remember hating on TNG when it came out. Hated the bathtub-shaped ship and the new people. Grew to love it over the time, though. Despite this, I cannot see me growing to love Discovery of Picard. I'm so freaking excited for Strange New Worlds. Makes me want to rewatch classic TOS or maybe Voyager, which has some good standalone episodes. Yeah, I want to watch Season 2 of Discovery now to see Pike because of the news from yesterday. So, And Andrew says, love your channel. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Trekzilla 54. Wait, you're actually a PI. Yes. Samuel, just to comment on who gets the more hate or love, I get far more love from the gay man community. I think I get 100%, if to be honest, many messages over the years. That's true. The gay community does love Samuel, and I don't think they like me so much. That being said, I don't think the women like me either. I think the women that are here are probably here for Samuel. We've got some here. I don't know if they are here to watch Samuel and myself, or it's just the content, but that's interesting. Hey, it's a compliment even if I'm straight. Oh yeah, hell yeah, if a gay man comes on to you, that's a huge compliment, man. I think the same thing, so. Samuel says, you get more gal love, I get more men love. Wow. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call that quits for today. We are at a good time, and I got to go wake up Sylvia from her nap. We're going to find something to do today. It's a nice day out. Might take the Camaro for a drive. I don't know, but I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and hopefully you will join me again for another live. I might do another one tomorrow, where we just chat about whatever you guys want to talk about. Thank you to everyone who's super chatted. Thank you to everyone who's hit like. We have 77 likes with 65 people watching, which is fantastic. Just goes to show that people come in and go out of the chat. So if you haven't hit like yet, please hit like before we leave. And like I said, maybe tune in tomorrow if I do another live. We'll see how it goes. But I would love to do another one. I love doing these. And I'll try to do different backgrounds of the library and stuff so you get different views each time, because there's lots of cool stuff in here to look at. So yeah. Anyway, guys, until go catch some sun, dude. Wow, I gotta go downstairs and wake up Sylvia, if you know what I'm saying. So maybe I'll get some sun later after that. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one, and stay safe and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And no COVIDs, no COVID-19s. Stay away. It's bad.